work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. I do what I do for you. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
That's okay. I was gonna say I know you running things, but that's my position.
Good morning, Rebecca Azor.
Good morning. Let me make sure my mic is on the correct mic, and it is. And good morning, guys, and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free. No, is that mine? Where we're free to.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Okay, welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
Absolutely. How are you guys? I know we're on a Monday. It's Like It or Not on a Monday. Your weekend show on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all drop in the comments. I know that people have Monday blues, but drop in the comments this morning just a little something positive for your neighbor in the comment section that may need it. Drop something nice and positive for your neighbor in the comment section that may need it on today. Okay, it's been a long October and it's only 14 days in. Okay, and so I think that right now maybe your neighbor could use a little bit of good something. Drop something down for them in the comment sections, whichever comment sections you are in. Drop something positive. But anywho, it's Monday and we are not afraid of any Mondays. We don't have the Monday blues around here. Y'all, how has your week been or weeks been? I know it's been a minute since we've caught up with each other because of the storms. Helene or Helene, Milton. And,
I was out here calling to Helena.
Everybody didn't know what
I told
to
y'all.
because it's really spelled Helen. It did not have a little accent mark.
It's Helene. The E at the end.
It was. I saw an A. It wasn't an E in my eyes, so it's my little.
Oh, so all of a sudden they know how to pronounce because the Spanish woman named Helene and the Haitian woman named Helene that had the E at the end. They was calling her Helen at the job, but all of a sudden, right? They know how to pronounce, and that's why I'm sick of them.
I can't stand you.
My week has been great. Well, my weekend, Rebecca. Let me jump to that. Last week was crazy, obviously with the storm, and then another storm is coming. Right, we just live in a season of storms. But this morning has been even crazier, setting up the stream. So I don't envy David's work, and shout out to David. I know he
Shout out to David, y'all.
Shout out to David.
Recovering. He's recovering. He's got I don't know if he wants everybody to know, but he's got a neck brace.
I'll tell everybody. I'm in his business. So our producer David unfortunately did get into a car accident or a bike accident, and on doing work, and he got into a bike accident, unfortunately, and he's okay. That's the fortunate part about it. We're grateful that he is okay. He did suffer a fracture, but he is home. He's resting. We will be without him I'm telling him to rest for that amount of time, but for about 6 weeks, and we want to make sure that he's okay. And if you guys can, send him a little blessing, a little love offering,
please,
while he is out of work. But he did get, but he's okay. He got into a bike accident, but he is okay. He was seen by medical professionals. He's going to be healing up. He just has a brace on, and he will be out for about a month. So just some love and let him know what you're thinking of him.
That means y'all are stuck with me for a month.
Yeah,
okay. God bless y'all. I'm praying.
Yeah, we are. But if it was me, it would be. I don't know. I may look. Here go me sound like a sugar daddy. I may fund it, but I don't know how to use it. I got my people who know how to run it for me. I don't know.
Hello.
StreamYard is not my best friend.
I'm sitting here learning how to use it. Yeah, go.
Somebody said learn it because because I was like, dang, David. I was about to have David doing all my shows coming up, and then I'm like, oh dang, David hurt. Oh,
yeah.
So I'm like, now I gotta learn it. But man, shout out to David, because David was serious. When I saw the message, I was like, whoa, man. Yeah. So shout out to David. I'm just very happy and thankful that David is fine.
Absolutely. Our white brother. Okay. I want to make sure that he's okay. No, for real. Cause I was like, he was making his little jokes, and I'm like, nah, David, you really got to take a second. I know that you're out here grinding like everybody else. And I really, think that you should just take some time to yourself. Maybe this is good for him to just take some time to himself and heal. So that's what I want for him. So, but yes, well wishes to David for sure. And I hope you don't care that I gave your business out, David. But
it's too early in the show for y'all.
It's too early. It's really too early.
Look, thankfully the battery is right here on standby. I was anticipating it happening.
That's so funny. But other than that, how else was your week been while Bubba gets his battery?
So listen, it's been good. It's been an eventful weekend. I'm trying to think of the best way to say it, but I am now pastoring an online church that we just started. And Rebecca, you did something this morning that I'm like, I got to recruit Rebecca to be the person, the greeter. You know how every church has a greeter. Rebecca came in this morning, said, say hello to someone in the chat message and make somebody's day feel good. I'm like, you know what? That's what I need at my little virtual church. I need a virtual greeter. So I'm recruiting you to come work on my team.
And you know what's so crazy? I've actually seen that in online church spaces now. They have the people in there who are literally like, send somebody a high five in the chat right now. Love somebody's comment in the chat right now. Let somebody know, because we can't tap them on the shoulder. We can't do nothing. So they'll tell them, send them a virtual hug, but love their comment to let them know that you are with them. If they want to walk up to the altar, send them a DM and let them know you walking with them virtually. It's stuff like that.
Exactly. So I had an eventful weekend, but it was a soft launch this week, and for us to do the real launch, I need one of those kind of greeters at the front door. So we'll talk. We'll talk. She did that.
Okay,
I love
it. Look,
so that was my weekend.
That's good. I'm happy that you are transitioning into that space. I would love to see where that goes for you. I'm curious to
Absolutely.
I have questions.
There are questions.
Right, there are questions. I have questions, but I don't feel it's appropriate in this space. But I'm like, well, how did we get here? And what made you want to venture into the online space? Because I know that you were already starting that route. So what made you want to go ahead and go 100% online?
Well, I'll do you a favor, because I need to interview you on a separate stream, and James, I want to interview you as well on a separate stream. But then Rebecca, you can interview me in return on a separate stream, and I'll answer all those questions.
Absolutely. I say this all the time. I work with a lot of people, and it's great that I have a lot of people, which, speaking of, I will be on Letterhack show later on this evening at 8 p.m. He'll be interviewing me, but I've worked with a lot of people, and some people that I've been working alongside for the past few years, we're always in the same spaces together, but we've never been on each other's platforms, for real.
That's right.
Hey, pause. You know, somebody just said something. They're talking about your hoop earrings are big, Rebecca. And then I started thinking about, y'all remember, Rebecca, you might not, Mad Max, when Tina Turner played her
wait a minute.
The earring things, but the outfit she had on was banging as well too. Rebecca, the outfit was a great outfit. I'm like, hold on, Rebecca is channeling Mad Max this morning. What's going on? You ready to fight? What's going on?
Maybe, I don't even know. Is that like a Jasmine Sullivan, I bust the windows out your car type of song?
You know, she said song. She didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm about to you got it. Mad Max from Thunderdome. Yeah. From Thunderdome. It was like
game?
It's a movie.
I'm not really well versed in a lot of movies.
It's an old movie. To be fair to you, Rebecca, it is an old movie. Hang on, and this is Tina Turner right here. Can y'all see her yet? No, you can't see her yet, but you can see her now. And there she go.
Oh, with the hoop earrings. What you guys are talking about. Yeah.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
No, Tina is beautiful. I actually was just looking at
she was
I was
such
actually looking at her
movie.
present an award at the Grammys years and years ago. But it's so crazy, you know, seeing her and, you know, her not being alive, but seeing her, is this acting she was doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't thought of in 1985. They didn't think of me. My parents didn't think of me.
I wasn't even born yet.
But you see, it's so funny because there are kids that are like 20 who could say that to me. Like, I wasn't thought of in 1990. Oh.
Yeah. Gosh. So it'd be a few of them that was like, oh, 2002, I wasn't alive then. Oh my God.
It's so crazy because I'm like, but I was 12.
We are old.
That's crazy.
We are old.
I was 12 years old. I'm not James, old. I'm getting older.
James, that's a good because that is proportionate. That's the size of her hoop earrings all day.
My hoop earrings are like my signature. There are things about me that people grow out of, and so if you guys have been watching me and things like that, you have probably seen like I have gone through the phase of recently. Anybody who knows me since I was 15 years old, I've been getting my nails as if I was in the group SWV. Okay. Look, Keith.
Oh my, yes.
As I was in the group SWV. Yes. Okay. And so, I'll never forget my first set. I got a cotton candy paint because my daddy told me I couldn't get no real color. So I got a cotton candy paint, but he didn't say what the length was. And the lady did me like SWV square long. And that's always been my thing. And I remember switching into media at FAMU, and they told me I needed to go shorter. So I still remain with the designs. But I was just thinking to myself, I'm at an age where I'm probably, I'm grown, and I don't want anybody to take away my 30s from me, because in my 20s, I felt like I was living more for what people thought of me, surrounding myself in groups and with people that I felt like this fit me. But I thought at the time, okay, if this didn't fit me, I'm going to go over here and be with these people. Just so much. I told myself this, and I knew at the time I was such a free spirit, but it's okay for me to find a balance that works for me. That was the grownness coming in. But when it comes to my nails, I feel like, because I was just talking to a couple of people, and this is a conversation going online, and I felt like when it comes to my nails, like that's just part of my grownness and who I'm becoming and things like that. With hoops, people would say, oh, you can't wear hoops, they're not going to be whatever. And I'm like, hoops doesn't take away from the way that I present. My nails don't take away from the way that I present.
Absolutely.
And I remember wearing the short nails starting in a few months ago. I was like, in May, let me try out some short and cute. It didn't feel me. Maybe in my 40s, it might feel me, but I don't want to. People were telling me to do it, and I didn't do it because people were telling me to do it. I thought, okay, this may be nice. And then this person and this person say it might be, it's a grown thing to do right now. So let me do it. Hated it. Couldn't type. Couldn't do it. I'm like, I can't even really braid my hair. I'm so used to having my nails be a certain type of length, or having some length on it. So I say all that to say, people try to compare that to my my work ethic or my qualifications, and I didn't like that, because when I'm looking at in 2024 are millennial white women who have tattoos, sleeve tattoos, wearing their hair in different colors and things like that, and their nails being these bright blues and bright, just all that. But then there's me, who's Black, and I can't present the news because of me having a little off shoulder or my nails, or however the case, or having these hoops. I say all that to say there's a conversation online where I actually was talking to a couple of people, and we have to be careful of how we allow people to define us. And we have to not let people define us. You got to know who you are before you step into that job role. I see a lot of women who are now retaking their headshots at work with their natural hairs. They're, they're literally taking back what's for them, because it's not fair that person had that mullet and they took their haircut. That white person had a green streak in the back and they took their headshot. So that person let their sleeve tattoo show, and they took their headshot. But Shaniqua couldn't let her tattoo show that was over her shoulder right here. Right. Things like that. Right. Let people, we know what, and let me say this too. Two things can be true. There are things that can definitely be unprofessional in the workplace. Yeah. Tattoos are just not that in 2024, unless it's like some racist thing or whatever. But you got to be mindful and be demure about it. But other than that, it should be all across the board. And I say that to say, I was even when it includes with men, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Oh, I don't want to pay for your nails if you were my woman, but I'll take care of everything else." And I say, that's crazy. You're telling a woman you don't want to pay for her nails because you don't like the nails about her. You want the nails to be a certain type of way, but you're telling the person that you'll take care of them. You're taking care of them with condition. And that's why the woman should never want to be with you in the first place, because you don't come to somebody and say, I'm going to take care of you, but I ain't going to, all your nails though, that's going to be you because I don't like your nails. So are you going to take care of that? No, you saying that you like this person. She didn't ask for you to come and take care of her. She literally stated to you, like, what do you mean you'll take care of me? I didn't ask for this. No, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. I'm a man. That's what I'm supposed to do. But I ain't taking care of your nails because that's what I don't like. I ain't taking care of your hair because I don't like when you wear those wigs. I ain't doing this. No, sir, before you even stepped to me just now, my hair was done and my nails were done. I did it on my own. So anybody who comes to me is not going to take away from me. They're going to add to me. And anything that I want to change, that's going to be with me getting to know you. And I do that on my own choosing. But you're not going to tell me you're going to come and love me and strip me from me. So because of conditions. And that's the same thing go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say no. That's a high key control mechanism right there. That's like, I would love you if you let me tell you how to be. I will provide for you if you let me dictate how you can exist. No, you better run from that. I don't care how much they could pay the rent.
Neither. Look, because rent need to be paid. But no, you can't control me. You can't. You really can't. I won't let anybody do that. But he's not the first person that has come to me with that type of conversation. And I've heard that with many men online. And it's not the algorithm that I'm in anymore, because I've been trying to clean my algorithm of that type of content where women are doing the same thing to men and men are doing the same thing to women. This is how you got to be. If a man don't look like this, if a man ain't got that, if a woman ain't got that. And it's like, hold on, because sis, just 3 years ago, before this podcast went where it went, you were at Walmart. You were still in school, living at your parents' house. You have to understand, like, it's okay if this doesn't work for you. That's fine. If you have, I think that we should start ripping up those lists. Yes, have your general core things about what we are looking for in our partnership. You got to. If you want polyamorous relationship, discuss that with your partner. If you want it to be a certain kind of way here, discuss that with your partner. But it's not going to be in a controlling way. And do not have a list where, if you look at that list, when you ask yourself those questions, you don't even meet anything on that list. And I'll say, look at that list and ask yourself, do you meet anything on that list from 2 years ago when you were still dating? Please do. Because rip up your list, people. It's time to do so, and start dating with intention. Some people may not meet your requirements just generally in your life, what you're looking for. They may not be a good parent to your kids or whatever. Those things are the things that matter. They may not pour into you the way you need. Those things are the things that matter. But sitting here and being like, oh, that bus driver who got a 9 to 5, he good with the kids and he do love me and he make time for me, but oh my God, a 9 to 5. Like that's we can't do that. Or oh, that girl, she's a nurse, or she's this and she's that, and those girls are known to be hoes, so I can't be with them. That though this discourse online has to stop. They gotta stop selling mics for about 3 years. They gotta put a pause on the mic.
It need to be like they need to put laws on mics, because it need to be one of them things. Or okay, we need to vet you first, just like gun control.
Please,
the vet person need to do the same thing with these microphones.
Because they shooting out bullets on the mics.
On the mics,
people catching strays on the mic, and I don't like it. People are lying, misinformation, disinformation. And it's not only in the relationship conversation. We're talking in politics. You have these people literally grabbing mics, and it's dangerous. Stop selling mics at this point.
For real, for real.
Stop the mics. Hashtag stop the mics.
Stop the mics. Yo, somebody.
What about our mics? What about our mics?
Our mics are saved. Okay.
No, we've been doing this before mic issues were a problem.
That's right. We were doing this first.
Anyhow, if you guys are watching right now, make sure that you are liking, you sharing, and subscribing all across the board. Please do. We're going to get into some news. I absolutely promise you. But make sure you are liking, you are sharing, and you are subscribing. So, Benjamin, what do we have here?
This is your boy Barack Obama. Obama is how people call him before they knew his name. Barack Obama. Lecturing black men. This video has got a lot of negative response. I haven't even seen it yet.
This is him trying to. I haven't seen it either, so this is going to be our first. I guess we're all going to have.
Watched it? Yeah.
No, I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I've heard about it.
I mean, I'll let y'all. Yeah.
Tell us about real quick, or you just want us to watch it?
Yeah, I want y'all to watch it. You know, I know a big part of it is him talking to black men, telling them the importance of voting, and I guess
they took it like he was lecturing us.
Because and almost being against the black man a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get into that. I have to watch it before I make my
definitely.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
Well, where's the rest of it? Okay, I got to go find the rest of it.
Go find it while I just harp on that,
because it's got to be more than that though for me. Go ahead.
So let me tell you what I've seen first before, so that you guys could correct me, or Bubba, you can, as we find the video. But I don't know if we still have a listening audience, but for our listening audience, it's we're talking about the Barack Obama video that has been gone viral this week, second week of October, and it's in the efforts to, I believe, get black men to push the black man vote for Kamala Harris, since that's where she is having issues with right now, getting the black man to be on her side for the voting process. And so that demographic, the black man demographic, has not been on her side. We can see that. We know that from when Barack Obama and his wife spoke at the DNC. From when we saw D.L. Hughley speak at the DNC, these were for, I think, that push and that grab for the black men. And I don't think it did work. I think that it encouraged it, but I don't know if it in fact worked. I heard about this, and a lot of people that I've seen online with the conversation about this has said, And I thought it was just a video where, the overly stimulated Black people were online and upset. So I was like, okay, maybe that's the case. And, maybe they just mad because Barack Obama, this is the Dr. Umar folks coming out as usual. But it was a lot more than that. They were like, hold on now, I'm already voting for Kamala. And this man's coming out and telling me when there's a whole, what about the white people? That's what I was saying. Well, what about white people? Why Black men have to come and preach to us about not voting when it's white people that's suppressing the vote? And that's what I was seeing the conversation become. But again, I haven't watched in totality. So
this is the only video I'm finding. It's got to be more than this, right?
Hold on,
on the TikTok, I'm pretty sure we can speed it up.
This is all I have on This is all I have for off of Twitter and YouTube. Everybody else is just responding to this much, which is which I hear what he said. I know just people just don't like Barack Obama to lecture them at all. Like, but especially Black men. He has a tendency to do that occasionally. And we, he's a Black man for sure. Some similar Black experiences, but a real deep dive into what it is to be a Black man really means that he really has to find a better approach to speak to Black men. If this is my thought.
I found it, Ben. I'm gonna try to send that link to you right now. And this is from MSNBC. But it's off the Tick and Talk.
Okay. All right, let's see if I can get it. Where'd you send it?
The only place I can send it to you.
For shame.
Okay. Don't do Benjamin like that.
I'm gonna do you in that glitter shirt soon because it's really giving.
Okay. I told you I woke up gay this morning.
It's actually pretty. It's pretty cute.
It's pretty. It's shimmery. So it was shimmery, so I was like, let's be gay today.
Tell me if y'all can hear this. I don't know if TikTok allows this, but we're gonna try it. Here we go.
We have not yet seen.
Can y'all hear that?
It's a little. Whose video recording is this?
Of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. When you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. Who's had to work harder and do more and overcome. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses.
I don't like how they cut that.
Makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength because
he's sunning them.
That's what being a man women now.
Oh, no wonder they mad.
So, but
you got crazy.
But here's the go ahead, Rebecca, because I'm about to say. But here's the thing: I felt him on that because I know somebody that feels that way, and that's the bad part about it. That feels that a woman shouldn't be in the office, and I know
several, James,
and it's just like I'm fighting them tooth and nail. I'm like, bro, I don't care who you vote for, as long as you vote, but know that this is not the 20s and the 30s. Women can do anything that men can do, and then you're gonna vote for somebody else who's claim they're gonna help do this and that. that keeps talking about the same thing in circles over and over and over and over and over again. Come on, bro. You got to do your research.
They see, that's the thing though. They think they're doing research. These are the same people. Let me bring it down a little bit. Let me tell you where Obama messes up, and he regularly messes up in this. Don't when you have to correct someone, say we. Don't say you. She went to, she grew up with your experience, and you tell me that y'all don't want to do this. No, brother, say we as black men, we have a segment of our population that does exactly what you said, James. We have a segment of the black of the black male vote who will not vote for a black woman. There are a lot of us who will, but there are those who specifically because she's a woman, they would rather vote for Donald Trump, no matter how ridiculous and how racist he is. That's because they can't see themselves ever following a woman. And these are some of the same people who fall on the side of all of the other misinformation. These are the same folks who still talking about the vaccine got the mark of the beast in it.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the same people who are still saying that, vaccines cause autism. These are in the black community. These are the same folks. You go to the barbershop, they'll tell you about all the things. They ain't wrong about what's going on in society. They understand how bad things are. They understand the plight, but they have bought into some narratives that are backwards. And they're the same folks who will not support Kamala Harris because she's a same black men who won't support Kamala Harris because she's a woman. But Barack always points and says, you. Now you gotta say us, man. We. This is a problem that we have as a community.
Agreed. One thing I did have a problem with though with this video, and I don't know if it was more, but every one that I've seen, it just seemed like there were some cuts in that video.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all noticed that, because I want to see what the rest of the speech was, to see the full thing, because I really feel like some stuff was left out.
Okay. So I agree with Tyler here. So this is what I'll say. The people receiving it in that room may not all be on the same page. I can agree and disagree at the same time with y'all, because I have people in my life more than I would like who are like, she's a woman, right? They are a certain demographic or belong to what I call hotepery, and y'all can fight me if y'all want to, because black people are not a monolith, and we know the groups of people that we have in our family, our friends, some that are just like really strong and unethical, and some that are like really, like, we have them all, right? And so with that being said, what we see here also is, I know people who are not voting for her because of misinformation. And so I think that them not having, and they have access to it, but it's almost like how even anybody, even the conservative believers, they will choose to only believe that, get their news source from this one place and this and that. It's not even the fact that she's a woman. They might think that she is against a certain policy, and that may not be true, or she's against black men, and that ain't true. And that's been something that has been a number one conversation, that she's against black men because she is a part of law enforcement, and she has been a part of policies that were detrimental to black men from her state in California, and that is also not true, right? If we look at the facts. So I think that this conversation, and he sunned them. This is a conversation I don't think should have even been videotaped. This is something that probably should have came out in a documentary in 45 years from now. But this is because right now, at the push of, we are days away from an election and the voting time. And so having this conversation, the men online are like, you know what? I don't even want to vote because he tried to tell me that he should never been in that room. And he coming on the strength of Kamala. And then he coming around here saying that I don't like that he grouped all the black men in there the way he did. He could have brought up, like, and Ben, it would have been great if he said we, include himself into the black. That's what I think is missing from our leaders who are in place right now. I think they're missing, because even with whom I love her, Karine Jean-Pierre, Karen Jean-Pierre, who is the press secretary for Joe Biden. I love her. I think she's great. they're pushing, they're saying that she's the first Black woman to be press secretary. She's part of the LGBTQIA plus community. But right now was the best time for her when they asked her, Karen, I keep wanting to call her Colleen, Karen, what do you think about what's going on in Springfield, Ohio? I think that could have been a moment instead of her saying, we accept everyone that comes here. We don't, immigrants they're a part of the country, instead of saying, I'm Haitian. And me coming from, it's stronger. It has more of this appeal to it. It's like, I can relate. Kamala, every time you get on and they asking you if you Black, if you this, sometimes it's nice to say, as a Black woman. I know they play the fence and they're playing too much politics here. Barack Obama, you sitting in the room, we done said my president is Black, my Lambo is blue. We done been outside with the t-shirts. You are on the church fans. You sing this song. When you talk about your wife, I'm so in love with you. Your wife, she looks like she got bricks on her back. And we know y'all from the south side of Chicago. South side of Chicago. There. Everything about you is Black, yet you guys can't say it. And it's like, how do you expect to relate to these people that you're talking to? We are holding it down for you. We're the ones that are calling y'all blacker than Black, because before the cameras got on y'all was saying y'all was Black. Kamala Harris said at the Breakfast Club in 2018 when she began to start her run, right? For presidency the first time around. And she said, I'm a Black woman. I'm going to be Black till I die. That is the energy that we need. Be proud of being Black. I'm not saying make that your whole thing, but the same way that they are saying that Colleen is the first Black to do this and the first LGBTQIA plus person to be in the room, to be able to have conversations that can apply to policy moving forward before we get to the end of the term for Joe Biden. Those are things that we need more of. So when these conversations do happen, understand that those Black jobs that Donald Trump was talking about are actually they actually include marginalized people that he can't stand. Jobs, the same Black people that he hates so much, that press secretary job that is now going to become senior advisor to Joe Biden simultaneously is actually from a person who is Haitian, the same people you hate, a woman, the same person that you downgrade and take away rights from, LGBTQIA plus person who you can't stand and blame every single crisis in America on. It would be nice to be able to relate to those marginalized communities. And when you're speaking to them as a marginalized person who has been talked about, spit on, literally told you're not qualified, lied on. It would be nice when you enter the room and the first thing you do is be like, hey, I'm one of y'all. And I've been one of y'all. I see y'all, I hear y'all. I know this. As we're all Black men, that comes off different. And I know they know how to speak, but for some reason, they're missing that mark politically.
Maybe it's because they're genuinely missing it within themselves. I hate to say this, right? I don't want to make a problem. I mean, and this is what a lot of Black men, these Black men may be talking about. Like, again, and I started off by saying we have accepted Barack Obama as a Black man. He is a Black man in skin color. He is a Black man in many experiences, but there's a whole lot of experiences that he doesn't have that Kamala Harris actually has. As her mother may have been Indian, but she was Indian here in the United States living amongst Black people. Now, y'all gonna mess around, make me tell too much about myself, but there was this one sister that I could have sworn up and down she was Black. It wasn't too much later I found out she was Indian. Now, you can't always distinguish.
You talking about Kamala's sister? Because you can't.
My God.
My sister, Kamala Harris.
I was like, oh, she Black. She Black as hell. She Black.
Oh,
Black,
man. She Black.
When she gotta know, she Black.
And she a lawyer too? Please. You think Kamala ain't in there talking just like her? Please. Okay. And it's like, that's not what makes us Black. Again, we're all, and I'll take it back for you, Ben. I remember back in the day, the United States used to consider Indian people Black. Back in the day, they literally did not have a box for them, so they were Black. I'm
looking up that video.
Why are we making this a thing? Is she may not and I didn't make this up. I just wanted her to hear her say it. Lo and behold, I found a video of her going deep down and saying, I am black. I'm going to die black. I was born black and I'm always going to be black. Black is my culture. Black is my life. She said this. I played this video on my first Shades of Good News.
Mm-hmm.
She said it.
Talk on it.
I just wish that she would push it more in this time. 100%. Yeah, you talking about
this video right here. I got to see it because.
So my feeling is that when she's president of the United States, I will call her Miss President. But until then, you're just Kamala.
All right. Okay. No, I'm Big Sister. Big Sister General.
She's black. Because sister like Maya.
No, but you know what's so crazy? She's actually putting on a voice right here. Her sister, like a little voice because they're playing around. But that woman who spoke for about, was it 2 minutes on behalf of Kamala Harris? She gave us south side of wherever they from in California. She gave us been around. She gave us used to date a crip or two. She gave us, you know what I'm saying, baby. And look, just like that.
It's too early for y'all.
Foolishness.
That's supposed to happen in the second hour of the show, not the first hour of the show. But yeah, man, that's the thing is, I think some of these politicians after a while, like Barry, they start to forget, or if he ever really had, like, I mean, really think about it. Barack Obama grew up with his white mother. No, you know, nothing wrong with being biracial. Nothing wrong with being biracial, but as a matter of culture, that means that he didn't grow up in the same way. I don't know why the video isn't coming up, but Barack didn't grow up in the same way that Kamala Harris even grew up. Barack, I think what messed Barack Obama up was when he said she went to your schools, because you know he went to Harvard. He didn't go to Howard. He didn't get, you know. So there's a little sophistication and distinction that he's making there.
Your schools?
She went to your schools.
He did say he went to your schools. Yeah.
And from that point on in the conversation, he couldn't continue to identify with us. So he didn't have the skill set. Love you, Barack, but you should have then flipped. No, you didn't go to a black school. So I understand she went to your schools, but maybe you should have said she went to an HBCU like most of you. Or that would have been bad too. Whatever.
Look, Ben, please stop, because even saying it that way is still similar to the first way. Because all I remember about Barack Obama is that I seen him for the first time in my life. I didn't know he went to Harvard. The first time I ever seen him in my life is when he was at my school, the #1 HBCU in the nation, Florida A&M University. I sit on the highest of 7 hills. But the first time I've ever seen Barack Obama was at my school. Nobody could tell me he didn't go to an HBCU. I didn't know nothing about nothing. This is my first time being able to vote. So in my mind, this black man related to us in some way, shape, or form. And his first tours when he was going off and campaigning was at black institutions, black spaces, black places. So again, we got to be careful. Presenting as the talented 10th nigga.
Yes. Come on.
Yes. You said that, girl.
Come on.
Because
that's the only
you remove yourself from blackness, in my opinion, when you do that. You stand out in the room as that guy who was over there at Harvard as the good black, as that guy who was over there at that corporate job as the good black, as that guy who worked for Elon Musk as one of the good blacks. That's what you're standing out as. And this is the problem, because then when you come to talk to us, you'd be like, come on, y'all. No, y'all came up from the same upbringing. That's not the conversation we should have, because there are other ways that you can relate and have these conversations with these little black boys or these young black men who have the power to vote. You're going in there and saying, she come from where y'all come from. Y'all, you know, she went to
your little barbecue school.
And then y'all be the one that hate women. Y'all, it's y'all. And that room that he may be speaking to may be the ones that be online talking about, I love you, black woman. I love you, black woman. Black woman, you are my light. Black woman.
Black woman.
You don't even know who. You don't know these men like that for you to come in there and take the feeling that the online world is giving you, because I know you've been on vacation, Barack, you and your wife, y'all doing a world tour, but you're missing the mark here. You didn't. Sometimes you got to read the room, my brother, like you were talking to them.
He got, and he got to read. He got to read not just that room, but you got to at this level, Barack Obama. At this level, my brother, you have to already know the reaction that you're going to get with every word that you say. And I think he's smart enough to do this. I'm about to go to my conspiracy. Where my Hotep hat at? I need to go into my conspiracy theory here.
Because he could have just said that out there.
I think I found mine, y'all. I thought I gave it away, but I think I really got that Hotep hat. But yeah,
it's somewhere. But no, because I know he knows what every word means and how everything that he says is going to be dissected and flipped on his head and used against him. He has to know that when he speaks, there's a good possibility that what he says could be damaging to Kamala Harris. To that end, how are you a former president and not calculating for your words in that fashion, such that you're going to say she went to your school versus going to an HBCU? Just the flip of that one word would have reset the whole trajectory of the conversation, and people could have embraced it more. But instead, he went out there and stepped on every landmine that he possibly could and blew all of them up. I don't know how much he actually likes Kamala. That's all.
And so it never gave that. So let's be honest. Look, because the streets was saying, I don't know, but in politics,
hold on now.
I don't know, but I don't know if this is true, and I don't want to, because I don't like this. Look, here go people that like to talk about. I don't like to spill rumors, and we don't do that here. But allegedly, he wasn't in. That's why there was no initial phone calls. And when we did hear, hey, Kamala, this is Barack and Michelle, we just wanted to go ahead and say, we definitely have your back. So this is what I was pissed off about, that because it gave a pre-record. It gave, girl, let's record this and do it for her. And when they did show up for her, it was more powerful then, because I think they understood now where we were. Because the initial phone call commercial that we got, and she was walking and she was like, hey y'all, it was not in sync. It was none of that. But at the end of the day, we got together and we did it. We overcame that. This was not his finest moment. And we have to be able to call a thing. Because I think this is where a lot of our black high-ranking political people are missing the mark. You're not relating, and you can. You are a black man. So stepping into this room, there was a different way that you could have came. Instead of coming as if you're talking to the people online, like you're in the comment section, talking to the people online, you are face-to-face with elite black people as well, whether they went to an HBCU or whatever. All those men in there were well-dressed and ready for a conversation from somebody that they probably look up to. So coming in there and being like, y'all don't even like black women. Let's do better.
Yeah.
What? No, we're not doing. See? Barack, you presented as one of the men with mics.
Can I give you what he could have, would have, should have said? What he could have, would have, should have said. Buried. Could you not at least break this down and take the problem up to where it really does start? Don't get me wrong. Patriarchy is present in all communities. It's present in the black community. And there's going to be black men who simply don't like Kamala because she is a woman. I get that. But you have a different dynamic with your wife. You have a different dynamic with how you work with women. You see, why not present it instead of just saying black men who don't like women? Present it as the opportunity that is missed by white supremacy and patriarchy when they don't listen to their wives the way black men have historically had to listen to our wives in order to survive Jim Crow, in order to survive slavery, and in order to survive all these things. We as black men who grew up in an oppressed system. See, this is how I know he ain't really black. Sorry. Barack Obama, this is where he misses this mark. He's black in his skin color. He's black in his skin color, but he was raised by a white woman, because if he was raised by a black woman, then he would realize how important it is to listen to black women. And when you listen to black women and you have that disposition, you can convey that to other black men without triggering the patriarchy landmine that this man triggered. And I feel like he triggered it. I'm not going to say on purpose, but it was real sloppy. Like, he got to know better than to do that, to go out there and just lob a landmine in the black community, expecting it to make it better, but he actually kind of made it worse. That's all.
He's black. Let's be honest. He's black, and so is the man.
He's black.
He's black. He's black. Absolutely.
Raised by a white woman.
That's true. I think he got it wrong this time. And do some people get it wrong sometimes? Yes. I do think the goalpost also moves the way people get outraged online. This was another opportunity for people to say, we're not voting for Kamala Harris.
And I love Barack Obama.
And if you chose, and there are things I don't like about him, but I do love him. I love the fact that he was our first black president. I love that he did that for us. But the ceiling, it ain't broken. We still got so much more to go with that. But that can't be our end all be all either. It's because we have a black representation in the highest form of office. No. However, I think that we tend to, and not we, because even me in some instances with other subjects, but because we were looking for something to say, that's why I ain't even gonna do it no more. No, you were already not gonna do it.
That was perfect, Becca. Oh my God.
And now
look at what William said
every time. And if you were really going to vote for her, Obama's commentary should have not been what did it for you.
But they fickle like that, though. See, I pulled up William Moore's comment because I was going to disagree with him, even though you agreed with him literally as I was pulling it up.
I didn't see that. I didn't even
William Moore.
It's the truth, though.
He said if they had a problem with what he said, they weren't going to vote for her anyway. But I'll say this: I think some of them, there are obviously some that are being paid by MAGA. I mean, we got a legion of super coons out here right now. The level of coonery and buffoonery is, I think, of epidemic proportions. I don't think it could get any more, and we'll play some of it, but these folks, we are dealing with some men who literally would change their mind on a drop of a dime on whether or not they'll get up on election day and say, oh no, I ain't gonna go, Obama made me mad, so they're gonna sit down. There's some that operate that way. You don't think
literally so? I think there are people who are looking for reasons to just jump on the train of I ain't gonna vote, or I wasn't gonna vote for her, or this is another reason. A black man, especially talking to another black man and kind of sunning him.
Yeah. And you do that in private, first of all.
I was going to say that in the room, they probably didn't see an issue with it. As soon as that hit the internet, it's like, you know what?
That's where it started.
In that room.
Okay. Then the other thing he should have done was to say, don't film this. Don't film this.
Yeah. And then, because Barack didn't even go in with Barack Obama voice that he does on stage. Barack came in with like, yo, really out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, like, cause she a woman, we got to do better, boys.
Like, and I hate another thing I hate as well too. They don't show who all is in that room. They only show you who is out behind him. So we're assuming right now that it's all black men, but I really think it's a lot more people in that room because something led him to give this speech so passionately and so eloquently that it's got to be something else going on.
It better not be nobody else in that room because I'm sick of us inviting people into these spaces that don't belong. The thing says black voters. It says black voters in the back. And I'm just so, and no offense to nobody else, but these are the rooms that we don't need everybody in. Specifically, we're going to be talking to and catering to these types of people. Everybody don't have to be in this room. In politics, this is what happens. See, this is what people, and this is to me where an outrage happens and it becomes so, like now y'all mad because Barack Obama went to go speak to black men. Every day in politics, a certain demographic that they are not hitting, they happen to not be reaching, they're going to send a representation for that administration or for that person who's campaigning for position to go ahead and speak to them. A likeliness that they feel like they can relate to, they're going to send that person out there to go speak to them. She pulled out her Barack Obama card and said, can you go do this for me? Because they ain't even talking to me. They ain't even messing with me. I done sent out D.L. Hughley. I done sent you out on the main stage. I done sent out other mayors from cities, black mayors, black leaders from other cities, and it ain't working. So Barack, can you do your big one for me and go speak to the black voters, the men? She sent them out there. This is not something that is uncommon. So let's talk about that. That is not an uncommon tactic. It's not. It happens every day on every aspect of politics. So people are like, this is the thing I saw online. Why she had to send a black brother to go do the job. And I'm
I don't want nobody else.
Weirdo. And then it's like, well, why she had to go ahead and make it all about black men, though? Because that particular demographic is not messing with her. We're trying to win the votes over. What
exactly.
are we saying?
Ben, I'm glad you pulled this up, Ben. I was going to ask you to pull up that
what Plies
be saying everything, and I love it.
This is old, but this is a black man perspective of a black man that grew up with a black mother, and no offense to anybody who's biracial who grew up with a white mother, no offense whatsoever, but there's a perspective that you get on black women when you grew up in a healthy household with a black mother, and Plies really puts it down here in video for Kamala. Hang on, let me start at the beginning.
To jail until Kamala Harris become a convicted felon, until Kamala Harris 5 motherfucking bankruptcy 6 times, her and her company, until Kamala Harris is impeached twice, until Kamala Harris is indicted 4 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris is found liable for sexual abuse, until Kamala Harris is found guilty of motherfucking fraud and got to pay $300 and some motherfucking million, until Kamala Harris start a motherfucking insurrection, until Kamala Harris try to overthrow a motherfucking election, until Kamala Harris is married 3 motherfucking times, until Kamala Harris have 5 kids from 3 different motherfucking men. Until Kamala Harris
he's funny. I love
she's a better motherfucking candidate.
To me.
How you do whatever you want to do with your motherfucking vote. But I'm not voting for no motherfucking rich white man to be able to do whatever the fuck he want to do. I'm just not doing it. What? I don't hate motherfucking women that much.
Right here.
And I damn sure don't hate a black woman that much.
Amen.
So you can vote for a motherfucking AKA, or you can vote for the motherfucking KKK. You vote for whatever motherfucking K you want to motherfucking vote for. That's your motherfucking business.
That's it.
I love that.
Absolutely.
That's real.
I think literally we have to take Brother Plies' word and really understand them, because a lot of people are looking at it as just a soundbite, but he's being honest. First, he said, I really don't care where your vote goes, but here's why I'm voting this way. Here's why I'm telling, because everybody wants to talk about, I mean, at the end of the day, I just really can't vote for her because she wasn't really fucking with black men out of, and this is the conversation that I've had with people. So pardon my French, but they go, I can't F with her because she the way that she out here and she put us in jail. And I said, you know what? That's something I used to and this is where I could tell them when they didn't, I can relate with what you're saying, because even me who works in politics, bamboozled almost 10 years ago when Kamala Harris's name was coming up. And that was one of the only things that all sides were actually discussing. She's a cop, former law enforcement. And, she's a DA. She put people in jail. She put black men in jail. And I feel like that was such the talking point.
Yeah.
That a lot of people didn't do their job, because it was also instilled in the hate towards black women. A woman could never do this position. So let's figure out what we can do. So right now with the what is it?
D.L. Hewley?
Defund cops, right? Defund the police. She's a police. Let's go ahead and tie the two together. We'll make sure she really doesn't make it, because we don't even like black women for real. And we don't see black women actually going over a man, period, when it comes to the highest level, in office here in America. We're not going to allow that to happen. So everybody just went with it. We all literally just subconsciously went with that. And once she fizzled out, that was it. Then she came back in the background like, when does she become, does Biden really know her? How does she become? And she came from the back door. And then we realized, because a last minute decision had to happen, we were like, who is this woman? And then it was nothing but a research that literally debunked the claims that we believed. And some of us have spewed out for a long time. Yeah. And it's okay to say we got that wrong. And so when I spoke to somebody about that, it's like, so what? I mean, so then now we can prove that. But we proved it. Now what's your complaint? I just want you to take those complaints off that you're saying and just get it down to the nitty gritty. You don't like Black women, or you don't want her to win because you just don't want to vote that way. You actually want to vote for Donald Trump. But here's the truth. Child tax credit, more Biden administration. Under the Biden Harris administration, they did more for that under that administration. Y'all gotta look at these things that Donald Trump says. I did that. I did this. It was me that did that. I did that and this and that and that and that. And go back and actually look at the truth. Look at the stats. Get the research. It'll give you everything you need.
Amen.
It'll give you everything you need. And then ask yourself, why am I not voting this way?
Especially when it comes to the taxes part of it. Even if you look at Trump's tax plan versus Kamala's tax plan, it's in black and white, y'all. He's saying that he's gonna save you money this and save you money that. At the end of it, you're gonna be owing more in taxes, and these billionaires, all these celebrities, Elon Musk included, and everybody else are gonna be facing all this money that they're gonna have to pay. And hence why all these people are voting for him, because they don't want all these taxes coming out of their crap.
Yep.
Elon said himself in the interview, if Trump loses, I'm effed. Yeah. He said that out of his mouth himself. So that's what it is. It's all a money thing. Versus Kamala's tax plan, you're going to end up getting back more money than anything. But see, I don't see how people don't understand these things and realize this. It's all there, y'all.
It's also, but it's how many... Who, Lord, when y'all said pull the mics, that was the realest thing ever, right? Because now everybody has a microphone. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has the free speech. I'm joking. We really do have free speech. But everybody can go viral now. And the number one way to go viral right now is to be a Black person who says something either against Kamala Harris or in favor of Donald Trump. And I think that's what we have to calculate into this. It's not that some of these people have done their research. Some of these people do know what they're talking about. They just know that they can get a bigger check if they side with the other side. And so now we have what I call this a case of super coons all over this country. Black men who are standing up and for clicks, like this one, this guy. Well, don't look like Tay Diggs. I guess I see. God dog, Rebecca Azor.
We don't look like Tay Diggs. Don't do Tay Diggs like that.
It's a tethered version of everybody in this world.
He look like Akon.
No, he don't. That's giving Tay Diggs singing. I'm locked up. He might be singing an Akon song, but it is definitely Tay Diggs.
Well, listen to this, brother. It's only 7 seconds long, right? But he's gotten millions upon millions of views for this. Listen to his argument.
Why can't Black men choose a white president?
Watch this. Wait, it's got to start over right here.
Kamala chose a white husband. Why can't Black men choose a white president?
That's it.
That's
all he had to say.
And I'm tell you, thank you for bringing up that point. That is another thing that the people with mics, as soon as I went on the TikTok app, the X app, formerly known as Twitter, to get in and see about Ben this morning, the thing that I saw all through my timeline, and it was from the people that are actually from the Dr. Umar camp. They said, she's so worried about us sending out a Black man. She's so worried about the Black man vote. She chose a white man. So what she want us to choose? She didn't choose the Black man. She chose the white man. So what she want us to choose? And I said, my God.
It makes sense to them. It makes sense to them.
But here's the thing. Like, people get back in the day, see this type of outrage and this type of anger and this type of pulling at my heartstrings, pulling at my mental strings, telling me how to think and telling me where to go because I'm Black. Now, mind you, I'm a Black sister that loves her Black brothers, and I am going to marry Black. I'm probably, like I told y'all, if y'all know me, I'm going to marry Black from my mother's land or Black from the motherland. I just know it. I just, God created me to be. However, I can't get mad at this person over here Even the black men, as long as you ain't saying, oh, this is why I like white women, or this is why I like white men. You know, your hard wig and your soft life over there with that white man, that's all right. You
hard wig, soft life. My God.
That's what they say a white man brings. You just put that hard. The more messed up your wig is, that white man's gonna be like, dang, I love that about you. And you're gonna get you a good white man. That's what they said on the streets. But I don't care. What nowadays I'm like, I would have loved to see Kamala Harris with a black man, but she ain't. Her sister is with a black man who actually works in law as well, and that's enough for me. Okay, so listen, they kept the black somewhere. She chose who she chose to love, and if we're going to be fighting for the justice and that type of stuff of all things and all people didn't ask to be born mixed. People didn't ask to love the opposite race or the opposite sex. That's what their choosing is. Like that's it. And we cannot make that the end all be all, make them let less than. Like Barack Obama having a white mama. Damn it, he got a white mama. Am I mad about it? Absolutely, because why God? But at the end of the day, he's a black man. And I don't want people to be like, you know, it's very, we can't make that our argument for things. I know it's easy, and I know it always hits sometimes. Sometimes it hits better than we think, right? Like her saying that she chose white. So why does she think black men would choose her? That eats right there in that space. It's so good. It's so black. It's so Dr. Umar.
Who in this video, apparently, Rebecca, is supporting Donald Trump. Now, I haven't seen this video, but this would be the highest level of coonery, if you ask me.
In the same video, he actually talks about Haiti in a great aspect. I ain't gonna hold you. In the same type of video that goes viral for Haitians. He gets it right sometimes, and he gets it wrong sometimes. Most times.
Of course. Well, you know, I don't even know if it's most time. Like a lot of times he says some stuff that makes sense. Now, what does he actually do with that? Does he actually build the school?
He's a psychologist, so he likes to utilize his words to manipulate the people into following him right off of a cliff.
Well, here in this clip, it's the title of it says that he's trying to convince people to something about Donald Trump. Let's see what the Prince of Pan-Africanism said.
See, Donald Trump is a nationalist, Art. They don't want a nationalist. They don't want someone who's looking out for the best interests of America. They want someone who's looking out for the best interests of the global elites.
Oh, this is what he's
on. And that is the Democrats. The question is, are they willing to cheat Trump out of the election and risk a full-scale revolt by poor white America? That's the question. That is the question. Are we willing to?
I gotta pause it. This is top tier coonery, y'all. This is.
Then break it down for people. I'm gonna
let me finish playing. Okay, go ahead.
Risk.
I'm listening.
A social catastrophe if Donald Trump is cheated out of the election. In my opinion, Art, I believe he's the front runner. Even though they're reporting that Kamala has a slight edge, I'm not buying it. I believe Donald Trump is the front runner. And I believe he won the last election. I believe he beat Joe Biden, but got cheated. And it don't make a difference to me who wins, because none of them care about black folks. I want to be clear about that. But I believe he beat Joe Biden. If he gets cheated again, I don't think white America takes this laying down. I cannot see white America taking this laying down if he gets cheated again. The question is, are they willing to risk a civil war, a potential civil war in this country if he's cheated again? That's the question.
I hadn't watched it yet. Go ahead, James.
I was going to say, the civil war is probably going to happen regardless of who won in the office. But this, what the hell, man? That is some real Uncle Tom stuff. For him to come out of his mouth and say that this man won the last election, bro, how?
If y'all allow me, I need to go. I need to go little piece by piece, because this is high key top tier propaganda stuff as well. I said it's top tier coonery, but it's actually top tier propaganda. Let's go a little
and risk a full scale
all the way back to the beginning. The first thing is most interesting.
The problem is Donald Trump is so popular. See, Donald Trump is a nationalist, Art. They don't want a nationalist. They don't want someone who's looking out for the best interests of America. They want someone who's looking out for the best interests of the global elites.
Translation.
And that is the Democrats. The
translation is the Jews. So when somebody says the global elite, they mean the Jews. They could. There's another group, and I don't know if Umar falls into this group or not. I don't even know if he knows that this exists. Correct me if I'm wrong, Umar. If you have any knowledge about liberal democracy on the international stage as an international relations construct, right? So usually when somebody says global elites, they're either talking about the Jews or they're talking about NATO, the European Union. They're talking about the global order that extends far beyond the Jews. Second thing is, Umar, nationalism. See, this is where the idea of Black nationalism gets mixed in with the reality of white nationalism, because you might be a Black nationalist, but in America, you cannot support nationalism. Why? Because white nationalism will kill you. Black nationalism is trying to group us together and try to make something better for Black people. We're trying to survive this white supremacist order. But when you talk about nationalism from a Donald Trump perspective, we're talking about a nationalism that will kill you. And then Umar Johnson wraps it up in the fact that he cares about America. Listen to how he defines nationalism is the fact that Donald Trump cares about America.
The nationalists they don't want a nationalist. They don't want someone who's looking out for the best interests of America.
Best interests of America?
Let's talk about it.
Number one, when has America ever had the best interest for us?
Hello?
And so why should we be concerned with someone who ostensibly cares about America? How much does Donald Trump actually care about America when he tried to overthrow the last election? How much did Donald Trump care about America when he said he wants to suspend the Constitution, that he wants to be a dictator on day one, that he wants to have a day of violence, that he wants to give complete and total immunity to cops? Come on, Black man. Listen just a little bit more, Rebecca, and then I'm done.
Okay.
They want someone who's looking out for the best interests of the global elites.
Translation,
and
Jews.
That is the Democrats. The question is, are they willing to cheat Trump out of the election and risk a full-scale revolt by poor white America?
If you scared, say you scared, Black man. If you are scared of the reaction, and see, don't give me that conditional, that false conditional, if they cheat. Nah, Negro, ain't nobody got to cheat to beat this devil, this white devil. We ain't got to cheat nothing. Y'all been, see, and I got to say y'all because he is fully aligned. Umar Johnson has fully aligned himself with the big lie. Because he's saying y'all cheated Donald Trump out of the first election. Big lie. Premise number one. If you're going to be a part of MAGA and make money off of MAGA, you got to believe the big lie. Umar Johnson is getting the bag from some white supremacists. I guarantee you. Rebecca, that's it.
Dr. Umar, you going to stop you going to stop playing with me because let me put mine on. It's interesting enough.
Found the damn hat, y'all.
There we go. It's interesting enough for me to hear my Black brother, my Black king get up here and say these things because with all due respect, Black brother, Dr. Umar, daddy, sir, you were on the Breakfast Club and you actually were saying things that were a little bit, if I can say, in juxtaposition to what you're saying now. My brother, you actually were leaning on the side of the Black, the anti. You schooled people. You were on a progressive thinking when you were on the Breakfast Club, and you said that Donald Trump was not for the Black people. But now you sit before this crew of people that I can't see behind the camera, so I don't even know if they're Black. And you sit before them and you said that Donald Trump won the election. My Black brother with the Malcolm X shirt, take it off.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Take it off right now because Malcolm X would never sit before the people and lie the way you did on behalf of the white dollar.
That part.
You sit in front of these people and you utilize the studies that you went and got to become a psychologist, and you manipulate the mind of the weak, the weaker Black that you are supposed to be educating.
Come on.
You flip the thought every which way you go. And because you utilize a type of what they call swag and you repeat your words 99 times, my black brother, my black brother, my black brother, my black soldier sitting before us right now, you got it wrong, my brother. Because not only did Donald Trump not win the election, he interfered in it.
Come on now.
He broke the law. He's actually a committed felon. He hurt the lives of black people here in Georgia and actually led to a massive voter suppression here in Georgia when it came to black people. Did you not see those poll workers on stand talking about what happened to them? He doxed so many black workers that were working the polls to make sure that black people got their food, their lunch, or whatever they can give them that day. And now their lives were turned upside down because Barack, not my black brother Barack, but because that white monster, that white felon, the white part of the KKK, the white nationalist, the one that sent the Central Park Five, innocent, to jail where he should have been. The one that made sure that black folks' rent was high as hell in New York City. This man is not somebody to be siding with, and he did not win anything. How much did he pay you to speak against the other the other side of it?
Say that, sister.
I want to know how much he paid him. This is the clip, Rebecca, you mentioned of him being on. He going off on Donald Trump in this clip on the Breakfast Club. You want to play it?
Please play it because I haven't seen it. Please.
Black folks, when people ask me who you're going to vote for at this point, neither one of them are going to get my vote. I considered Cornel West because I looked at the beginning. Here you go.
So what do you think about, blacks loving Donald Trump so much?
Slave master syndrome, white Jesus syndrome. We don't care if the white Jesus wears red or blue. We don't care what side of the aisle that they're on. Black America suffers from battered spouse syndrome envy. And what battered spouse syndrome speaks to is the fact that no matter how bad you beat me up, if I believe I need you in order to survive, I'm never going anywhere. And part of our problem, part of the equation to our problem as American Africans, why we don't do anything on our own, is we are often waiting for the great white savior to come. This is a message that has been rehearsed for us in church. We get it in the media. We get it in the black community. So black people will never, ever abandon their hope of a white savior coming to save them. Donald Trump has no record whatsoever of saving black folks. When people ask me who you going to vote for at this point, neither one of them.
Donald Trump has no record.
And as I told you before, and one thing,
what's up, bro?
One thing I ain't gonna do is lie. I'm always gonna run it back with the receipts. And this was like this is like a month ago. He said this on the Breakfast Club because we talked about it here. And I said, okay, he has a couple of things. Again, I told y'all this brother who is a psychologist, that is his profession. He comes on here and he utilizes this gift that he has and he does it for bad. And a lot of people follow him and they don't go back to questioning. I'm always going to question the person that got up here. If you're going to switch your stance on something, flip just like that, tell me why you did that. Don't just come up here and act like you didn't just say this about a month ago. This is you. This is you right here. No, this wasn't 2016. This was this year. And he sat up there and he told us Donald Trump ain't the way because he's anti-black. And the people who support Donald Trump have this, what is it? The slave, syndrome or whatever.
Battered spouse syndrome that he wrapped into a slave narrative.
Okay. So let's be honest here for all my Dr. Umar people. These are the ones that you should be afraid of because they add in facts and they add in how they truly feel. And the next day when they get $1, every time this man gets on air and does a show, or does something or whatever, he gets paid. Y'all think that he's sleeping at night worrying about how y'all hating him or how y'all supporting him? No matter what, he will get up here. He chose this interview. He wore this Malcolm X outfit. He came in the rebellious gear. He came with the chapeau qui semblait like a part of a military. He did that on purpose because that will make you look at him and clearly see this brother is down for the black cause. But yet what's coming out of his mouth, y'all not really gonna catch it because you want him so bad to be your black savior. To tell you how you should vote, how you should eat, where you should go. Have you asked him about his schools? Those institutions or things that he was supposed to put out for black people, where are they?
They're sitting in his bank account for his 501c3. There's a brother who did a documentary on his 920 tax forms that he submits to the government, and he has over $500,000 just sitting in a regular old checking account, Rebecca, with barely any interest. I mean, at least if you're going to hold the people's money that you're supposed to use to build this school, Dr. Umar, you could at least put it in a money market account, a CD or something. But he's got it in your regular old schmegula old bank account, $500,000 that he took from black people.
This black brother, my black brother, Dr. Umar, you must be stopped.
Do not be swayed by this Malcolm X.
You must be stopped, my brother.
Do not be swayed.
I think today, the 52 people that are on my channel watching, if you have not seen the light today, my brothers and sisters, I pray that you today were delivered, because not only did we bring the facts, the receipts, we brought it from the mouth of the devil himself. And how we brought the date. Some of y'all thought this was a 2016 interview. It was just a month ago. This black brother sat up here and told us just opposite of what he's sitting here and telling whoever he's speaking to right now on this particular channel, right? He sat there and told us he ain't voting because Trump is anti-black. Now he sits here and says that Donald Trump won the election. This is similar tactic that J.D. Vance went out there and did when he wanted people to be outraged and swayed about immigrants and sway them towards the vote for Donald Trump. This is what now they got my brother Dr. Umar doing. And if the black man can't back away from the white, he's sitting here and acting like this is given what the syndrome he's talking about with the people on the left when he was sitting at the Breakfast Club.
Donald Trump is so popular. Donald Trump is...
Sorry about that.
No, free yourself, my brother.
I just
Joe Biden, I look at the fact that Donald Trump signed 13 federal death executions while he was president. More than half of them was signed after Joe Biden won the election. Think about that now. Biden gets elected in November, sworn in January. Between that time, Donald Trump executes half of those 13 people. 5 of them were black men, and 2 of those black men were presumed innocent, and their attorneys had introduced a stay of execution to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court turned them down, and Donald Trump executed those brothers. So when I hear black men say, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's going to bring more money and economic vitality into the black community, I say, what about the fact that he's out here killing black folks, you understand, without no remorse at all? So you got to look at that. You also got to look at the fact that Donald Trump wants to give police 100% immunity.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Look how they're killing us now.
Right.
So now you're telling me anything the police do in their line of duty, they cannot be held accountable for making bad mistakes and bad decisions? You're going to put that back in office?
Ben, we did it. Remember when we first played it? We played it and we said we cannot deny that we agree at these points. These actual points are something that we can agree on. When we first played it, we covered that interview like we did, page to page, comment to comment, like verb. We covered it. And now, here we are sitting here and we're covering him saying that Donald Trump is actually
a nationalist, Art. They don't want a nationalist. They don't want someone who's looking out for the best interests of America. They want someone who's looking out for the best interests of the global elites. And that is the Democrats. The question is, are they willing to cheat Trump out of the election and risk a full-scale revolt by poor white America?
If you're scared, say you're scared, man. Or if you're getting paid, say you're getting paid.
No, because it's that part.
Real.
It's that part,
what
man.
it is.
He's getting paid, baby. That's the only way it's going. That's the only way it's going.
Here you go. That's what they told him. We'll give you XYZ if you go on there, change your statements from what you did on the Breakfast Club. Also, we want you to put on the little hat that you put on. You know, the little hat. That's what the white people call it, the little hat. Put on the little hat. And you know what? Put on a Malcolm X shirt as well, too, while you at it. Let's make it believable. So put on a Malcolm X shirt. So he took it a step further when he made it camouflage to make it look like, oh, you're going to war. Oh, you're going to war for Trump and the Malcolm X shirt. Girl.
Yeah.
Be that gone. Be that gone.
He has to be stopped. My black brother has to be stopped because and anybody who's, like I said, now my channel's up to 58. 58 of you guys are watching. Y'all were with us if you know a month ago when we covered that, and we gave him his the grace. We sat there and we said we can give credit where credit is due. This is actually true what you're saying. You're still a guy that puts out terrible rhetoric, but this is the examples that we're talking about. Here we are. Some things that he says about Haiti are very great and promising. They're true. They're facts. But this is the problem that we're talking about. When you do this automatic switch, I know, Bubba, you said that he was asked to change his comments. He didn't sit there and he just literally sat there and act like this is what he's been saying the whole time. He didn't even kind of say, I know what I said before. He just came over here and was like, y'all got to understand that Donald Trump is actually the one who is the white God for us. We need the white God. That's essentially what he's saying. And it's not fair to a lot of people, but there are people on our side who are just like Trump supporters who don't have a mind of their own. They go to people like Dr. Umar to pull from, to listen to grab what they are going to do next when it comes to their policy vote, when it comes to how they're going to live their Black life to their full Black potential. It is a grift. There's a lot of grifting that happens in the Hotepery fields, and people acting like it don't happen, but it does happen. And because it's coming from Blackness, right? Imagine y'all, any other person doing this that's lower tier Hotepery, because he's the end all be all for online Hotepery. Everything he says is going to be backed up. I can guarantee you, I can send this to a Dr. Umar follower right now. I got about 17 of them in my family and friends group. And if I send this, and they're all males, I send this to them, they're going to be like, but he's on to something though. There must be a reason.
That's why you got to send. I don't mean to cut you off, Rebecca, but you got to send them the juxtaposition that we did on this show. Send them this video of your commentary of you comparing side by side. He says one thing a month later, he's clearly getting paid. Ask your people, ask those 17 followers of yours, how many of them still stick and stand behind Umar Johnson when we just showed them receipts, what he's really about.
And you know what's crazy? The same thing that Close 22 said in my chat. You give a little bit of the truth. And I think we talked about this on the show as well. From this we talked about this point. Thank you, Close. When we discussed that Breakfast Club interview, sprinkle a little bit of the truth in, and then the rest of it is going to be the grifting. Because if I can sprinkle this truth in, that's going to be the clip that goes viral amongst the people that love me. They're going to make sure that in that same interview, in that same outfit, we make it go viral. Because let me tell you what went viral of him and being in this outfit in our Haitian community is him saying positive things about Haitians. And I can guarantee you they didn't watch the whole interview. Just like me. All I seen was the positive things that Dr. Umar was saying about Haitians and our history, right? But this didn't come out.
That's
and
how they
very
get
important because the people who are sharing it are Haitian Americans who absolutely are going to be voting in this year's, hopefully, in this year's elections. And Dr. Umar sprinkling, they hearing Dr. Umar say this positive thing, they will literally go with what he says.
What is his net worth? Depends on if you're counting how much
sure
he had for that 501c3.
I'm pretty sure what's recorded online is way less than what his net worth is, actually.
It's worth a whole lot more now that he's doing this.
Absolutely. And this, but I'm gonna have to tell y'all, this is not the first time I've heard him say some silly stuff like this. Every election cycle, every single here he go. Speaking of Ben, I'm so glad you brought that, because I think we should take it right into the church. And I'm gonna grab a clip here and I'm gonna send it to you through the internet.
Describe
it. Speaking of people who are saying crazy stuff, Dr. Umar, every election cycle, people run to him and see what he got to say. We got Pastor Keon, who is now married to Shawnee O'Neal. Pastor Keon, the same pastor, and Ben, I'm going to grab the clip because I want you to grab this specific clip because I know his old ones are trending right now. But Pastor Keon, again, who's married to Shawnee O'Neal, this pastor went viral for saying that Haitians in Haiti are suffering because of voodoo, because we are African. And so he said that. Then he went on, after a hurricane ripped through, a storm ripped through Texas a few months ago, and they ripped through, I think he was renting out Joel Osteen's like lower level church or something like that for his church. Then he went on, let me see. Yep, Ben, pause it right there. We're going to get there in a second. Thank you for that.
Go ahead. Keep on.
Then he went on to ask, after the hurricane ripped through the church and actually paid for the restructuring of it, the FEMA, I guess, or whatever is FEMA over there, pay for the restructuring of it. He asked his church for $4 million to build a mega church. $4 million.
Wow.
$4 million during they're in the same hurricane. They in the same need. And he asked them for $4 million to rebuild the church, but now make it a bigger mega church. Then he went on, right before that, he actually went viral for shushing a woman at his church.
Yes.
She was having the Holy Ghost, and yes, in a black church, there's things that we call
catching the Holy Ghost.
Catching the Holy Ghost, but we also call it you're unorganized. So there's a word for it when you are doing
out of order. Out
of order. There we go. You are out of order, and there be people who be out of order. Yes, right. But he went from shushing her, and mind you, he said, "Oh, she's been doing this for a long time." You knew she was about to be on the praise team, and you still allowed her to sing. And if she did that, it was also a problem. That would have been a thing, right? But he went on a world tour to tell every couch he could sit on every big news station about the story of the shushing. Came back home, and now he's telling the church that giving to the poor isn't godly. Somebody asked me, he didn't utilize the words of it not being godly. I said, when he said that it wasn't biblical, you're saying that it's ungodly. He said that giving to the poor gives you back nothing, and that is not what God wants for you. So you're saying that it's ungodly. A pastor said this, and I'm gonna tell you, there are too many Bible verses I can quote that literally says, give to the poor. It tells us to serve people who don't have. God was literally walking with the ones who didn't have. So what are you saying?
Give it to the church.
Amen. That $4 million that he's looking for to build a mega church. Ben, what was that first clip? Was that him talking about Haiti in that first one?
This one is the one with the horrible resolution is the one him talking about Haiti. Let's look at that.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
I say this with all due respect. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world. In fact, they say it is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Have you ever wondered how in the world can Haiti share an island with the Dominican Republic?
Dumbass, it's the same islands.
And go 70 miles in one direction and see a place where people are still dying from E. coli.
Anti-blackness right here in preaching.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because in the 1700s, when the African slaves came to the island of Haiti, and they introduced an idea called voodoo. And so we look at Haiti and we ask, why is it one of the poorest countries in the world? It is not because it is full of ignorant black people. They are as smart and as intelligent as you are, but there is a spirit.
You see that sprinkle of good, and the rest is.
I say this with all due respect.
There's a spirit on you, Pastor Keith. Don't get me started, because now you say, you done played that clip, and now it done took me somewhere I don't want it to take me, because I already dealt with him last year when he made that comment. But Ben, go ahead, play the new clip about his comments.
I just want to see everybody say what I said on Twitter. I'm so tired of this breed of Negro. That was my reply.
No, dead ass.
Because brother, how he sprinkled just enough, but without, oh my God. How do you say there's a spirit that's over Haiti that's causing it to be poor and not call out the spirit of white supremacy and the spirit of capitalism? See, that's because he's working with the spirit of white supremacy and the spirit of capitalism.
Because he's a talented 10th black elite. He's selling his poor church, literally. Oh, baby. That's the word. Why he's telling folks not to give to the poor, whatever, because they can't give nothing back to you. He asked his poor church to give him $4 million after they too were affected by that same storm. He was able to hype on a jet and go help his wife promote a book, go to events, and his church was supposed to help him raise $4 million after it was reconstructed by the hurricane help that he got. Please. Please, my brother, you over there. There are too many pastors like y'all sitting up there getting into the church. False doctrine. I don't play about Jesus, but I do not know. And I absolutely don't like. I left the church here and I called them out by name. Victory World Church. I left that church. I left that church because the main campus did a similar sermon to this, and the pastor was white, and the people in that church were mostly African. To this day, I will not go there because that can't be. And what he's talking about is in the 1700s, in late 1700s, when those African slaves went and met up at Bois Caiman, right? And which is in Haiti, a special place in Haiti. They went and met up. So for years, they were meeting up there to discuss how they would revolt. And they had a ceremony there, right? And they did that, a spiritual ceremony, voodoo. And they made a blueprint. That was the first time. That was the first time that they got together to create that blueprint to help get his ass free eventually in the future. It was that Black revolution that led and spread around the world, where slaves understood that they had opportunity all around to get free, to revolt and be successful. Talking about a spirit. It's a spirit over you.
Especially in this other video, Rebecca. This one, while you do that battery thing. This is the one he's talking about money.
Anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something. The poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give $1 to somebody on the street talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Read your Bible.
What? See, bro.
Charity does not bring wealth.
So
only the tithe does that.
And honestly, y'all,
you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it.
And I was like, okay. And the Bible says opposite of what he about to preach on. Go ahead, Bubba. My bad.
Exactly. Now, what I was about to say is this is the main reason that I stopped going to church. Messages like this, you're contradicting everything that I was brought up on, because that's not what I was taught in church when I was coming up. When Mama took me to church and I went to grandmama's church, this is not what we was taught. We were taught to help thy neighbor. Help those who are in need.
That's biblical. Not only were you taught that, biblical. It's in the Bible. Hello? The Bible is the basic instructions, right? Before leaving earth. That's what the Bible stands for. And here you are, because I'm pointing, look, my millennial behind, pointing to the phone because my Bible in the phone.
Pause.
Here you are providing false doctrine. And Bubba, I hear what you say, and you are like a lot of people who stop going to church because of pastors like this. Yep. And it sucks because there are actually many great pastors who are not online or who are doing the work. There's this one pastor, I call him, he's in Atlanta, I call him the DMX pastor. and he does 2418, or it's a few numbers that he does. And I like his preaching. I don't like the dark aesthetic of the church, but I like it. People don't like it because he's actually preaching from the Bible. Okay, that's just what it is. He's preaching from the Bible. It's just that he has a DMX trouble. He's really DMX. This right here, what we're looking at, Pastor Keon, he's taking whatever is trending online, whatever can actually associate with the politics of things, whatever is actually like something that can gravitate towards a certain group of people who have money. He's not going to speak towards the poor. Clearly in his preaching, he don't like the poor. Thing he said was a talking point. Exactly. First thing he said was a talking point that comes from conservatives, or that comes from the diaspora wars. These are things that he already believed before he started getting big in preaching. Okay. We didn't know about little beady head Keon before he got with Shawnee.
I still didn't know about him.
I never knew about Keon. Nobody knew about Keon. Keon got with Shawnee, and that's when when she became first lady. That's what it became. And I love growth and I love change. I love that we are getting with the times, but sometimes I get upset when I see things like when there's actually, he's doing what the world does. And this is why I say this is why the Bible says the world and the church can't be the same. Because when I'm so tired of the world and I need to figure out a way to get my mind right, I go to the church. And I can't be getting the world from the church. The world out here is nasty. The world out here is telling me I ain't this, I ain't that. I come to the church and you're telling me the same thing? Absolutely. Look, Ben, that's right. Ben is dropping receipts if you guys are looking right now. Listen, Luke 6:38, Proverbs 22:9, Isaiah 58:10. Okay, these are all the literal, and these are not all. Most of the Bible has stories, verses, literally commandments that talk about giving to the poor.
Yep.
James, you were about to say something, James.
Oh no, that was it. I got it out because, like I said, the simple fact that you got somebody preaching like this, I'm staying away from that. Now, granted, as I got older, I found my home and I found my church, and I'm glad I did. But when you have pastors like this, man, that's teaching that you shouldn't give to the poor, and just give to the church. And I mean, I understand you're supposed to do your tithes and everything. I don't have enough money to do tithes. I can't afford tithes.
You give in different ways. That's tithes.
I give in different ways, you know. But when you have a message like this being spewed, those type of pastors are a problem. Now I kind of want to know what his views are on the LGBTQ. What the
alphabet. Oh, you can imagine. Come on.
Already know.
No, he probably actually, like I said, he goes with the times. He might sway. It might be a certain type of LGBTQIA plus he could stand, and it might be a one that he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like here we are, and not being got a Chat GPT 4.0. You upgrade like that.
Chat GPT is the shiz naive. Do you hear me?
I have a bootleg version. It ain't even called Chat GPT.
You know what?
It's called something else, child. But anyway. That's what I could afford. No, but seriously, this is very problematic. And here's the thing: this is similar to Dr. Umar. They sit here and they say one thing, they turn around and the influencer commentator. I won't say she's a commentator, but the Haitian influencer singer Jessie Wu. She actually reached out to him for him to do a like to take it back what he said. And he initially from her video, she said he decided not to do it anymore because this is Jessie Wu. She's also like a media influencer online, a Haitian one. And he decided not to do it with her when he found out that she wasn't just hilarious. I think he said he thought that she was just hilarious. And when he found out that she wasn't, he decided not to do it with her. Meanwhile, Jessie Wu actually worked with Jess Hilarious, and she's was formerly on the Dish Network. She's been on different platforms, and he didn't think that she was celebrity enough for him to sit with and actually be schooled on or be taught about the truth about Haiti. So he never came out with a video to denounce what he said or to retract what he said.
Who that in the background, Bubba?
That's cute. Hey, Q.
Everybody say, "Hey, Q."
What up, bro? Hey, listen, I do want to say, I want to say a little bit more about that preacher, though.
Please do,
because I wanted to make sure. Let's see, let's pull him back up and tell me, can y'all hear the audio?
No.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, I lost the audio, so I won't be able to do the audio again. But I gave y'all, you got the scriptures already, right? The scripture by scripture, this guy sets up that frame. You know what? Forget about it. Because Rebecca, as I'm replaying what you said in my head, I think you hit every single point. The point that he's reframing this, he's using just a little bit of truth. He sprinkles a little bit of truth in, and then he goes one step further to draw everybody with him. And is that what you're saying Umar Johnson is doing too? They take a little bit of truth, and then they sprinkle in something that ain't true. But because so many people trust them, pastors and hoteps, they trust them. They take all, just like Janet Jackson with her brother. She believed anything Randy Jackson was telling her. And so they take all that sprinkle of truth, and then they add in that one thing that's a lie. And then you assume, like, people really take it to heart. They say, oh, well, everything else they said was true, so this extra thing must be true too.
And this is the problem with that. And it's like, you sit before a certain type of people, and he's actually manipulating them the same way that Dr. Umar is manipulating the people who follow him. You are the specialty that you have, your gift, your expertise is a psychologist. Here, his gift, his expertise allegedly is being a preacher and knowing his word. So what are people looking for? To be taught, to come closer to God. And here he is leading these people, because like I said, church is culty. A lot of things are culty. We just don't like to name them as a cult, but a lot of things can be considered a cult, and church is one of those things. So coming into this, and you're following this man for actual teachings from the Bible, and he's breaking things down to you falsely, making things up, and telling you that giving to the poor is not what God says. Charity is not a work of God, because what you give them, you get back.
That's terrible, bro.
The greatest of these.
How big is this congregation? Do y'all know? Is this congregation?
I mean, it's a semi mega church, because I believe he uses the Joel Osteen, somewhere in Joel Osteen's lower level, because he got a lot
niggas in the basement.
But it's still mega compared to other churches. Ben, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he said that charity isn't the fact that he played down charity when 1 Corinthians 13:13 says, and now by the faith, hope, and charity, these three, but the greatest is charity.
Preach, brother.
That's it.
And that's gonna preach right there by itself. People don't want to believe these things, but if we're gonna talk about you being in the church, I don't like that people like to. We all do it. If you're gonna say you're a believer and you're going by the Bible, taking it and making your own words in it is ridiculous to me. Just go. I mean, make your own Bible, but don't say it's the Bible, and don't go preach to these people who are looking for that type of word. You're not going to go into a Muslim place or be around a Muslim person and preach to them or talk to them or pray with them the way that you prefer. You're going to respect that religion and do it that way. You're not going to go to anybody who is in or believes in Buddha and pray or observe or whatever, and you're going to do it and respect it that way. Absolutely. What we have here is how Black people go ahead and follow. Black church should be is a sacred space, and we're losing it. We're losing the recipe because of people like Kenyon, or what's his name, Keon Dixon. No, sorry, not Ke. I'm getting Kenyon Dixon wrong, and Kenyon Dixon is a great singer and he's a good man. Savannah, sorry, Kenyon, it ain't you, but Keon Henderson, whatever his name is.
Keon.
No.
Hey, Jim Harrigan, I'd love to know more about what you mean in physics. We call it momentum, and how you're tying it to the conversation about charity and love. And
a train with enough speed. He's talking about them. These people, like a train with enough speed can go easily off the tracks. Here they are as they continue to pick up momentum.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're going off the rails. I believe he's talking about the people themselves, and that is facts. That's facts. Dr. Umar, you give them enough followers, you give them enough people, that train gonna move a little quicker, right? And then they're gonna get crazy. They're gonna go off the rails. They're going to grift.
And that's where we are. At the highest level, I mean, you got to have some balls to get out there and like literally just change what the Bible says as it pertains to charity. Like you literally just took it. The greatest amongst these is charity. And this man got to the pulpit and said, charity's all right, but it ain't as good as your tithes and offering.
Nope.
Whew.
Child.
Mercy on that man.
Please, Lord, because people think that it don't come from them. And it's funny because if you look at people like P. Diddy, things will always find its way towards you. I don't care if you are the bishop of whatever church. I don't care if you are the best leader to some people and you've always been a cheerful this and that and you've done that and you've gave it to the community. If you are like out here doing the outfit was crazy. No, like, go back to the first one. Go back to the first one when he was talking about Haiti.
Oh my.
And for the listening audience, a comment came up while I was talking with it. It was like, and wear that outfit? It's crazy.
I'm trying to tie it all together. And it just don't, it's no tying in. It doesn't tie in at all.
It looks like vaginas on his shirt right now.
Oh my God.
It does.
It looks like vaginas.
Rebecca.
I'm done. I'm done with
you know what?
And that's just telling me all that I need to know.
The stripes with the circles and other things, it's like, that's not it. That is not it.
No.
So anyway, folks, Rebecca, I don't know where you about to go. You about to mention Diddy, but I want to say y'all need to hit that share, that like, that subscribe button. Yeah. Y'all need to be tipping your host, plural, dual, the two of them, not me. Don't send anything to me. Y'all can donate to my church when y'all come on Sunday. But
Amen.
Yo, what we did. Listen, we just went through and we got to cut these clips up. Matter of fact, y'all in the audience, you could help us with this. Get your favorite part of today's segment, cut that and share it on social media, tag us in it, and we'll share it with our audience. Because the way, Rebecca, you've been breaking down the subjects today and the subjects we had a chance to actually tackle, I think is some of the most critical conversations in this country, but ain't nobody going to hear it unless y'all share, like, and subscribe.
Amen. On another note, I didn't know that Bible stood for basic instructions before leaving Earth. You taught me something.
Oh.
Now, yeah, I mean, that's what I heard all my life. Do I know if it's true? If it's official? I don't know, but I know that's
it worked for me. That's a no.
I heard that.
That works.
I heard that.
I was like, oh my God, it do mean that. Okay.
Yeah. Please do. Listen, y'all, we are at the end of the show. Thank you, Ben, because I would have took it off the rails. Y'all was giving me too much momentum. I was going to take it off the rails too. But no, it is 12 o'clock. We've been speaking before you. We did this Monday show because we weren't able to catch you guys on the weekend. Again, the storms had hit a funeral. My great aunt had passed away. That lady been sitting on ice till nobody's business until October 12th. She done died on September 22nd.
Oh Lord Jesus.
She's been sitting on ice for almost a month because of the hurricanes.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow.
We put her in the ground already. And because of the latest storm, Milton, I wasn't able to go down and visit her because when I looked at the tickets, I initially had a ticket to go down and they canceled it. And then when the tickets came back out, price gouging as a MF. The price gouging was like crazy. Shout out to Courtney. Love you.
Yeah.
Love you back. But
and real quick, somebody said they couldn't figure out my Cash App. I don't have Cash App. That's why it's closed. So DJ X3C on Venmo. If you don't have Venmo, then send it to Rebecca and she'll get it to me someday, child. There we go. Look.
I will. I won't be like everybody else. I give it. And for anybody who wants to give, of course, it's Becca's Voice on Cash App. I should be monetized soon. I did put up on my page to be monetized, so give it some moments and give it a few days hopefully, and we should be there. But y'all, we're doing this work. Go ahead.
Hang on, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you because I just I gotta do what I mean. I see 235 people in the stream today. Now, this is charity. The Bible says the greatest amongst these is charity. Y'all,
amen.
Hands down, I am not going to, hands down, Rebecca Azor, DJ Exclusive, and myself, we bring the absolute best content imaginable. Right now, my sister Rebecca Azor is in need, and I ain't got no problem. It's harder for me to ask for money for myself, Rebecca. If I was asking for myself, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Can you maybe? But y'all need to bless my sister. So I need 20 of the people in this audience right now, just 10% of you, to send $10 to Rebecca Azor on Becca's Voice on Cash App. 20 people send $10 to Rebecca Azor. Another 20 people, because that's only another 10% of you, send $10 to brother DJ Exclusive at PayPal. I don't know yours off the top of my head, DJ Exclusive. Which one?
DJ Exclusive at gmail.com. 3 X's. DJ Exclusive at gmail.com.
So the only thing that you have to think about is when you pull up your Cash App or your PayPal, or when you pick up your phone, who am I going to send the $10 to? I'm going to send it to Rebecca Azor. I'm going to send it to DJ Exclusive. Or maybe you got it like that. You send it to both of them. Send and support this show. And then I need y'all to share, like, and subscribe to this show. I need y'all to leave comments. And I need you to take this content. I need you to tag Umar Johnson in it. Yes, we called him out. We'll call him out again. We're going to tag Pastor Keon. We calling him out every day. Tag these people and say we want the smoke, and we welcome them to come on the show to defend their positions because we think they super coons, to be honest.
Amen.
Absolutely.
So then Rebecca put her hat on and everything.
I put the hat and I went and found it in the back of the closet, and I said, let me keep it close because I know one day for such a time as this, and this was the day. No, seriously, y'all, I love being with y'all. Thank you for making my Monday amazing. For those of you guys who are not working right now and celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day, make sure, shouts out to our Indigenous people, the people who actually are the ones who have their blood in the land. Okay. And this is their land, like nobody's business, and they don't want to talk about that. So Columbus Day is also, I guess, celebrated on this day. And for those of you who are celebrating Columbus Day, I hope that you are actually working.
James, it sounds like you had a revelation over there.
No, I'm about to send you this picture, man, so you can post this, because this is something that I saw that was true. I just sent it in your Twitter DM, our group chat.
Cool. Thanks. Go ahead, Becca. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's true right there. But no, but literally for Indigenous Peoples Day, that's what I really want to commemorate on today and to celebrate. And for those people who are trying to protect their sacred lands here till this day, and people are trying to build damn communities so white people can run with their ponytails in the neighborhood. No, we don't. We ain't trying to have that. So shout out to our Indigenous people. Absolutely love, and we thank you, because this land that you saved and preserved, it became our land, and here we are. That's why people got a little Cherokee in them.
Hello.
We do. And do.
And then that's why my edge is curly like it is. Ty knows what's going on. No, but this is a true picture. I don't remember Southern states complaining when undocumented workers came over like this. Of course not. No, no. And then they built everything in this damn country anyway.
Hello?
All right. So yeah, it is what it is. In this country, in Spain, in Europe, like all the places in Europe, we're not gonna get there. Cause see, now we're gonna do a whole nother hour about we ain't doing that right now. But thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, William. Thank you, Nicholas. Not Nicholas. Thank you, Nicole and Justin. I hope I answered your question. Mondays are playing catch up, but because the campaign is still going on in just a few days, literally like 2 weeks, two and a half. Have an election.
Right, so the wrong one.
More of us right here. Have the conversations. Get with y'all. We might even have some guests. Just stay tuned and you'll see. Like it or not, Saturday or sometime this week. You never know.
You never know when we're coming live. You never know.
Love you guys. Mean it. See you next time.
We thank y'all again so much, y'all. Hope y'all have an awesome Monday. Go be great. Do something for yourself, man. Love y'all. Mean it. We will see y'all real soon. Deuces.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish.